A severe winter storm has hit the Denver area since Friday evening. The National Weather Service issued a winter storm warning for the entire Denver area on Thursday afternoon. This week's storm could be one of the worst February blizzards in recent memory, and could temporarily bring travel to a halt ahead of the busiest tourist season of the year. More than a dozen roads in Colorado are closed due to a winter storm, including sections of 2 interstate highways. Initially, the snow briefly mixed with rain in parts of the area late in the evening before rapidly changing to snow. The closure includes the interstate in both directions between Burlington and Lyman and in both directions from Wellington to the state line. Other affected roads include several U.S. and state highways. Air traffic is also being shut down. More than 2,000 flights were canceled at Denver International Airport this weekend. Authorities have urged travelers to check the status of their flight before heading to the airport. More than 1,300 flights to and from Denver were canceled on Friday, after more than 700 flights were canceled on Thursday. The new year has got off to a wet start on the island of Sumatra in Indonesia after torrential rains displaced some more than 30,000 people and left 2 people dead, according to the country's Disaster Mitigation Agency. Heavy rain has pummeled parts of the western island including Jambi and Aceh provinces for days, raising fears that the flooding will harm the local economy and lead to a spike in COVID-19 cases.
Apa mas, adik? Domba itu.
Aladin. Ya Allah, itu mobilnya siapa ya kiranya? Takut. Duh, mas.
Mundur, awas kena mobil. Ya Allah, motornya sopo kira. Awas.
More than 25 people were rescued from their vehicles during heavy rain in Oman, police and emergency services said on Monday. The Royal Oman Police helped to carry out rescues in the capital, Muscat. 3 people, one of them an expatriate, were rescued after they were stranded inside their vehicle amid heavy rains in the southern Gubra area of Muscat. They are in good health. Police, together with the Civil Defense and Ambulance Authority, rescued 2 women who were stranded in their vehicle in Al-Kuwair area of the capital, and 7 other people stranded in a bus on Sultan Qaboos Street. Residents of the Mutra area of Muscat had to take refuge on roofs and await rescue after floodwater entered their homes. A devastating wildfire in the northern Argentine province of Corrientes has spread to cover more than 500,000 hectares, 6% of the region's total area, underscoring the impact of dry weather due to the Niña weather pattern in the South American nation. Firefighters were working to bring the fire under control, with houses and a hotel near the provincial capital located about 800 kilometers, 497 miles, north of Buenos Aires being evacuated as a precaution. The fires are advancing by leaps and bounds and have already burned tens of thousands of hectares, turning the fields into a line of fire that is almost impossible to control, the Agricultural Entities Liaison Commission said in a statement. The northwestern cyclone, fed by moist air masses, continued to move across the territory of Kazakhstan. Shifting from west to east, the cyclone fell in the form of rain, which later turned into ice. A few hours later it was covered with snow in almost all regions of the republic. Weather conditions are complicated by gusty winds. Snowstorms are expected in the northern part of the country. In the rest of the country, the wind speed will reach 25 to 35 meters per second with gusts. In the Akmola region, a record amount of snow fell by local standards. In the Zambal and Almaty regions, heavy icing of power lines, which led to a blackout in cities and towns of important social facilities, including hospitals, kindergartens and schools. According to preliminary data from the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, in Armenia the epicenter of the earthquake with a magnitude of 5 was located 43 km northeast of Gyumri, 14 km west of Tashir. Armenia reports that besides Yerevan and Gyumri, the quake was felt in Vanadzor. Here, too, the city's residents left their homes and buildings. The earthquake also occurred in neighboring Georgia and Azerbaijan. The tremors were felt by residents of Tbilisi at 22:26 today, Sputnik Georgia reports. According to National Seismic Monitoring Center, the earthquake with magnitude 5 occurred near the village Samiba, Samsky Javaketi region, 58 kilometers from Tbilisi. There were no reports of victims and destructions. In Azerbaijan the earthquake was felt in Mingechor and Shamkir. Magnitude of the earthquake in its epicenter was 6 to 7 points. The earthquake was felt in Shirak, Lori, Aragatsotan regions with magnitude 4 to 5 and in the city of Yerevan with magnitude 3. Cyclone Dowie is hitting many parts of New Zealand. Stormy winds and heavy rains cause chaos and temporarily force the closure of the Auckland Harbour Bridge. The wind speed reaches 130 km per hour, with gusts up to 170 km per hour. Several highways were closed due to the threat of landslides and floods. Many parts of the North Island and the upper half of the South Island have already been hit hard. Due to flooding in Wellington, several households were evacuated overnight. Strong wind warnings have been issued for Auckland, Bay of Plenty, Coromandel, Great Barrier Island, Waikato. And also for Hawke's Bay, Taranaki, Tararua, Waitomo, Wairarapa, Wellington and Marlborough.